This is my 12-inch nano shrimp tank. I'm using Christmas moss and black lava stone as the main theme of this tank. Today I'm going to show you how I maintain this nano aquascape on a weekly basis. So without wasting any more time, let's get into it. At first, I'm going to siphon out some of the water from the tank. I use a small piece of rubber pipe and a bucket to siphon the water. And while doing so, I try to siphon out waste materials, some of the rolled over aqua soil and pieces of moss from the sand layer. So I am cleaning while doing siphon. This makes my work way easier. I forgot to turn the filter off here. That's my bad. Just be careful though that you don't accidentally siphon any of the shrimp babies or fishes during this time. That's why I'm using a bucket, so if any shrimp or fish gets sucked into the pipe, I can save them. But luckily this never happened to me. But always stay prepared. I'm gonna siphon only 30% of the water because I will be trimming the moss today as they are little bit overgrown. While filling up the tank, I placed a piece of plastic at the top of the water and put the water on the plastic. I can't put the water directly in the tank. That will be a disaster. There were 2 intruders among the mosses, so I took them out. Might be guppy grass. Also, this small piece of lava stone needs to be moved out. Next, I use a piece of cloth to clean the slimy diatom algae in the frontal glass. If you have an algae scraper, then use that. I should not use my hand for this size of a tank. But I managed to clean the glass without destroying the hardscape. Don't worry, my hands are clean. I'm trimming the moss as the new growth of the moss will create shadow and the lower part of the moss will turn yellow or die because they are not getting enough light, and that will not look good in our tank. As we all look good after a haircut, our tank will look fresh and more beautiful after this moss trimming. Try to collect big pieces of moss that are flowing around in your tank with a toothbrush or a tweezer. The overgrown moss was covering the vision of the sand path here, so I'm trimming them too. can't siphon the pieces of moss that are bigger than my siphon pipe, so I'm collecting them one by one manually. Now the tiny pieces of moss that are left, I'm going to siphon them out too. This is another 30% water change, so I did a 60% water change in total. I do a 30% water change every week. This is a rare case that I am doing a 60% water change in total because of the moss, because I trim the moss. I'm gonna reuse the moss trimmings to cover some of the parts that are exposed in lava stones. I'm using a gel type super glue here. Let's fill it up with fresh water again. I'm using a blade here to get rid of that white marks at the top of the tank. Cleaning the outside of the frontal glass with rubbing alcohol. You see this red rubber band on the inlet of the filter? It's distracting our view, so it needs to go. The last step of our weekly maintenance is fertilizing the tank. I use micro and a macronutrient based liquid fertilizer. If you are still watching, don't forget to hit that subscribe button for an algae free tank. And we're done with our weekly maintenance. I don't like the WRGB mode of this light, too much blue in this. If you want to see some more beautiful cinematic close-ups of this aquascape, then click on this video.